Hi, I'm Arden Kaywin, and welcome to the Pro Singer Success Collective. Today, we're going to be talking about the 2 habits you must get rid of if you're going to be a successful singer. So I speak to so many singers, and there's 2 habits that I see again and again. I mean, over and over and over again. And when singers fall prey to these habits, then their impact and their income and their career success just isn't where it could be if they could just let these habits go. So for those of you who are at the beginning of your singing career, or for those of you that might be more advanced, I really want you to check in with yourselves, because I want you to make sure that you are not falling prey to these 2 things, because they literally will have you leaving opportunities and income on the table, regardless of how advanced that you might be. So let's just cut right to the chase. Let's get to the good stuff today. Habit number 1. Putting the cart before the horse. So I call this cart before the horse syndrome. And what this looks like is you keep getting distracted by all these shiny little, next shiny little things down the path, whether it's getting fans and, spins and marketing and technique hacks and management, and you're distracted by all these shiny little things in the future that are promising a formula for success before you have created any kind of consistency or mastery in your performance craft. So in my very humble opinion, from my 25 years of experience, you have one job as a singer, as a performer. You have one job, and that's to make an impact on your audience. That's it. At the end of the day, that is your only job, is to make an impact on those listeners. And so if you're going after all these shiny little things, the fans, the spins, the marketing, the management, before you have learned how to make an impact in every performance, then the results of your efforts from all those shiny little objects are going to go absolutely nowhere. So, for example, if you think about, I hear singers telling me all the time, we'll get on the phone and I'll ask, what is the biggest issue in your singing? What's the biggest problem in your singing career right now? And I can't tell you how many of them say, well, I just don't have the right marketing. If I had the right marketing, I've tried all these marketing things and nobody's listening to my records. So if you're a recording artist, maybe you relate to that. But here's the thing. So I will ask, right? How many spins? How many plays are you getting? If you put up organic content, if you put up a song on YouTube, how many spins? How many plays? And, they'll say a couple hundred, couple thousand, really low numbers. And so what that tells me is that we have an impact problem, because no amount of fancy marketing or the right team or whatever, if they're putting dollars and strategies behind and they're still not getting the spins that they want, or they're putting up organic stuff and nobody is listening, that tells me that those recordings, those performances are not making an impact. I mean, how many times have you heard stories about, singers who have eventually made it big, who did so because they were so compelling to people just organically. And then when they did put marketing dollars behind it, then it blew everything up even bigger, but they were starting from a place of impact to begin with. When you put management or marketing dollars or whatever it may be behind a product, being at your performance, that doesn't quite make an impact, you might as well literally just put that money, that effort, that energy in the toilet, pee on it, and flush. Okay? So the cart before the horse is, when I hear so many artists, just saying, I had a Broadway artist the other day, I just need the right management. I just need the right management. Well, are you going to auditions? Yes. Are you getting into the callback? No. Okay. Are you going to auditions that are not equity, let's say? Yes. Are you getting hired? No. Okay, so what makes you think, I'm so not gonna sugarcoat this. I'm just gonna call it tight. What would make that artist think that problem is, well, if she just has management, it's gonna go better, okay? We have an impact problem. And so that's why our artists have so much success, why our singers do so well, because they're given a really simple 3-step strategy that they can use to execute over and over again for consistency and mastery of their voice and performance that gives them a huge impact when they perform or record or audition. And I'll tell you what it is. It's very simple. It's cultivating radical self-care, catalyzing your technique by optimizing the mind-body connection, and then tapping into mindful integration in the moment of singing or performing for maximum vocal and energetic impact. So it's 3 simple things that we teach our singers that allow them to create this mastery so that then when they want to go after the shiny objects, it actually gets them someplace, right? And so these 3 simple steps are really, guys, what make the difference between a good singer and a great singer. A good singer is going to put something up on YouTube. A good performer is going to put something out on TikTok or whatever, and get a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand plays, but that does not build a big career, okay? Because you're not making that impact. The difference between good and great is impact. So a singer who still has to, trudge to a day job she hates every day versus a singer getting paid to do what she loves every day instead, that difference is in the singer who knows how to make an impact every single time. So that's what impact brings, the ability to quit the day job, the ability to, make a sustainable life out of your gifts, the ability to be able to finally make good use of those shiny objects, like the management, the marketing, all those things, okay? That's what impact brings. And none of those shiny objects are going to make an ounce of difference in the career of a singer whose performances and recordings are not making an impact. And so just stop putting the cart before the horse. You might as well take your time and money and, like I said, flush it down the toilet if you're going after those things before you have a solid strategy and mastery over being able to deliver a big impact every single time you perform. So now, often the question that I will get next is, well, how do you know that you have an impact problem? Because it's because you're doing all these things, right? You're trying to reach fans, trying to get management, trying to get the spins in the plays if you're a recording artist, spending money on different kinds of marketing strategies or going to lots of auditions, and you still haven't made it despite your efforts. That's how you know you have an impact problem. And the answer will not be found in this next shiny object that you just haven't tried yet, right? The impact problem, it's like once you fix that, then it's like red carpet to the successful career that you want. And so the reason that our successful singers are so successful and the reason why they're happy and not just like stressed out and angsty all the time is because they have a reliable strategy for that impact. And so just stop putting the cart before the horse, guys. Stop jumping from thing to thing, object to object before you have created mastery of impact. So that's number 1, because I see so many singers falling into this trap. And so if you're stuck in this mode, it's a very dangerous place for you to be because it really does a number on your psyche. I mean, really, because you keep bouncing around and you've never been able to break through. And so you get beat down really quickly because you're just trying all these things and nothing is landing. And it's why there's such high rates of depression and anxiety in performers, which then make staying the course in the career really difficult. So no more putting the cart before the horse. Impact first. And truly, it's not that I'm against all those other things. It's not that I have a problem with putting energy and effort and money behind marketing or going after management, right? But it's really first about focusing on your ability to make that impact before all else that then makes your return on all those other things exponential. So, when you're first starting out, it's really, really tempting. It's so tempting to think, oh, I just need to get the right management, or I just need the right marketing, but newsflash, like I said before, the right management is only going to be interested if you, what? If you're out there making an impact already, right? And the right marketing is only gonna work if, what? You know where I'm going with this. If the songs you're marketing land and make a big impact on those listening. So don't be seduced into thinking that it's all these other things, these other, what I'm calling shiny objects, that are gonna make or break a big singing career for you right now. The shiny objects, guys, they are worthless without impact. And putting the cart before the horse to go after those things before your performances are delivering a big impact, it's gonna set you back every single time if you keep doing it, and it will kill your career. So take that as the warning that it is, because I've seen this, guys, in 25 years of doing this work. I've just seen it take out way too many singers, and I don't want that to be you. So let's move on. Habit number 2, the second habit that I see is trying to build what I call a Franken career. So this phrase was coined by a friend of mine who is actually a business coach. He helps people build entrepreneurial, business things. He's not an artist, but he was talking about this idea of a Franken career. And I'm like, oh my God, I totally see how that affects my singers in the way that it works in our world. And so what do I mean by a Franken career? So I see singers all the time trying all these different things when it comes to their technique, when it comes to the strategy of their career, finding their niche, getting some traction, and they're getting scattered. So this has to do with the shiny object and the cart before the horse syndrome, right? They're getting scattered. And they're so scattered because they care. You guys, you care and you're passionate and you want this so badly. So you're trying this and you're trying that. And it's like that scatteredness is actually the thing that's keeping you from really making the impact that you want. And so what happens is they get burnt out. They're so passionate and they're so committed to this dream, and they're going to try everything because something's got to work. And so they're throwing energy and money at this over here and that over there and this teacher and that workshop and this thing and that thing. And it's and there's 12 different things that they're doing for their technique, or 12 different things that they're doing for performance impact. And their energy and attention is going out to all these different directions. And it's just daunting. It's daunting because you can really go into burnout mode, especially when you're doing stuff that's not getting results. And so you feel busy, but you're not actually moving forward. So it's you're pulling together the best of this, and this guy's chorus, and this teacher over here for breath support, and this teacher over here for my operatic sound, and this teacher over here for my pop sound. And it's you're trying to pull from all these different places and pulling it together. And it's you're trying to master all these different schools of thought and strategies, and it's just not sustainable. Because it's if you're trying to master it all at once without the foundation of a solid base, it feels very overwhelming. It's very unsustainable. And then what you just end up is this Frankenstein monster, which doesn't actually function as a cohesive whole when you go into audition, when you go in to perform. And now you're not making that impact. The career suffers. You start to beat yourself up. You go down the rabbit hole. You see where this goes. And you get burnt out. And this is why talented singers quit. So many singers, they stunt their growth on this journey to being successful because they have they're too scattered. They're not staying with one thing before they get the results that they want. They give up on it too soon, or they allow well-intentioned people to create doubt and put them off the path that they're on. You can't be a successful singer or successful anything really unless you focus on exactly where you're going, staying on the path and doing exactly what you need to do simply to achieve that outcome. Picking one simple strategy that's going to build that foundation first, become a master at that foundation before you add anything else on or move on to anything else. And so how do you know if your strategy works? How do you know if you're doing a Frankenstein strategy or if you're actually on a path that's sustainable? I think singers get totally waylaid by trying to throw all this spaghetti on the wall, trying all these strategies at once, and it makes it really hard to know what's working and what's not. If you're trying all these things at once and then you start getting a result, how do you know what got you that result? How do you know? You don't. How do you even know if you should abandon a certain strategy or technique that you have, right? And so the best thing that I can tell you is to pick a strategy that has clear, proven results behind it, But But before you even know what that is, you have to know what your outcome is. You have to know what that outcome is for your voice and for your career. And so be really clear about the kind of singer that you want to be. Be really clear about what kind of career you want. What is the outcome of your career, right? How can you be strategic about finding a strategy that works if you're not really sure what the end result is that you want? And it's not good enough to just say, I just want to be a successful singer and be able to like support myself through singing. No, what is that? What does that look like to you? Right? What kind of career do you want? Is it just that you want to be famous? Because I can think of a million other ways to become famous. It's a lot easier than this. You know? Do you have a message? Is that what, why you ultimately want to be an amazing singer? Because you know that using your voice in that way will inspire and enable you to reach so many people who need you and your message. Is that it for you? Is it that you want to make a lot of money? Because again, there are a lot of ways to make a ton of money in this industry or other industries. And there's also a lot of ways to lose a ton of money in this industry if you make choices that are not aligned. And then you suffer the psychological and emotional consequences of that, which make it harder for you to continue on the journey until you are able to make income from it. So get really clear on how you want to be successful. Not just what the success looks like on the outside, but how you want to be successful is so important. So you're not just like Frankensteining with all these things. Like, how do you want to feel? And the answer to that cannot just be good. That it's too easy. Don't let yourself off the hook, right? Get really clear. How do you want to feel in this career? Because, you could go sign with a label who takes all the control and all the power, and now maybe you feel like successful on the outside, but you have no agency, no autonomy. You do not have any decision-making power. You are completely the pawn of this label, and so now you have a record deal, but you have zero control over your career, and you feel totally like a puppet. Okay, well, get really clear on how you want to feel, and if you are clear on that, maybe you wouldn't sign that label deal and you find something else that's so much better to get you where you want to go so that you're able to feel good and be successful at the same time. Do you want to be peaceful? Do you want to feel authentic? Because you can get successful in all these other ways that aren't actually authentic to who you are. Like the example I just gave with the record label. So get really clear about how you want to be successful. And then pick a strategy that builds you the foundation to get that outcome. Pick a strategy that is simple. Like I was talking about in habit number 1, when we talk about why the singers who go through the work that we do work so good, because it's a very simple strategy. So pick something that is simple. It may still be a lot of work, but it's simple with steps to follow that get a clear result. So just to recap, what are these 2 habits that are costing you your singing career? Cart before the horse syndrome. You're spending time and energy and money on things that will not help you before you've gotten mastery on impact. And number 2, trying to build this franking career. Trying to get a breath support strategy here and an audition strategy there and a performance optimization strategy there. And you're just going to try to put them all together and you're going to end up with Frankenstein's monster, and that's not going to work. So look, guys, if you want to start transforming the way that you sing and the results that you're getting in your singing career, and you want to stop feeling scattered knowing how to do that, and you want one solution that unifies for the greatest impact, that opens the doors to opportunities and income and the ability to build a sustainable life from your singing, and you want to be able to do that joyfully without the suffering and the anxiety that comes with constantly feeling like you're just trying to push this giant boulder up a mountain for this career, but instead having fun on the journey, then here's what I have for you. I've set aside some time to talk with you over the next couple of days personally about how we can apply these ideas to your singing and to your career today. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get on the phone for about 45 minutes or so, and we're going to get super clear on what's not working. What is working? What do you want? What's the gap between where you are and where you want to go? Why aren't your performances, auditions, recordings getting you where you want to go right now? What do you need in order to get there? What is the missing piece and how do you build that foundation? And then we're going to put together a simple game plan, step by step, to help you understand what you need to have to get where you want to go. And I promise you, it will be the best 45 minutes that you ever spent not singing, working on your singing in your career. And it's totally free. So here's what I want you to do. If you're watching this on Facebook, I want you to click on the book a call link that's down in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, then click the book a call link that will be on the screen right at the end of this video. And it's going to take you to my calendar page where you can pick a time that works for you, and I will call you at that scheduled time. Now, I want to be very clear on who this call is for. If you are a singer who has not had much or any one-on-one voice training, like technical voice lessons, one-on-one with an expert, and 4 years in choir in high school doesn't count, and taking a little lesson here, a little lesson there in the last 6 years, it doesn't count. So if you haven't dedicated yourself yet to one-on-one training, if you are not out there working and hustling and putting yourself out there for your music, do that first. Dedicate yourself to getting that base of foundation for your singing. Because if you have an impact problem, if you have a scatter problem, right, finding one really good expert and getting that training first is going to help you eons towards that impact and that focus that right now you don't have. Now, if you have done that and you have a good deal of training and you are out there and you have that focus and still you are not seeing the results of all that in the form of the big career that you want and don't have yet, if you're not at the level that you want in your singing or your career, despite the fact that you have all that training and all of that focus, if you feel like your auditions and your performances and your recordings just get overlooked and you know you're talented, but you're not at the level of the career that you feel that you should be at, if you're tired of all the stress and the pressure, if you're tired of having a day job that's sucking the life out of you, and you know you're talented, but you're just stuck and you're wondering, wow, like, is this ever going to happen for me? Then don't waste any more time. Click on the link, book a call with me today, and we'll get you sorted. All right, everybody, this has been today's episode of the Pro Singer Success Collective. I will see you next time. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into today's episode. If you want to subscribe, click the link right over there that says subscribe. And if you want to book a breakthrough session with me, which you absolutely should do, then click the link right over here that says book a call to schedule an appointment to speak with us. I'll see you on the next episode.